when I got my first job at Regen Electric, I was teamed up with this guy Ollie, an electrician, and he was like, nobody wanted to work with him because he was just a ball buster, like all the time. And I'll never forget time like we needed to do some like double outlets, a couple circuits at a double outlet box. So it was duplex receptacles in a 4-inch square box, 2 of them. We ran 2 separate circuits there and a single neutral, you know? It's like, okay, you know, pretty typical. And then he'd be like, so why are we running a single neutral? And I'm just a kid right out of trade school. Now, I knew I had to do that, you know, to disperse the unbalanced load, right? But like, he busted on me. He wouldn't give me the full answer to it. He made me look it all up and give him a full report, like on like why we have to do this, you know. And he did this on everything. Bend me a pipe, and he was like totally impatient on everything. It was like, you know, like he's not a happy guy, right? But I stuck with him I worked with him for 2 years, and learned a lot from the guy, because like he was just like matter of fact, very specific. This is the way we're doing it. Why are we doing it this way, Paul? Why are we doing it this way, right? And so like you know, working with him was good. So it's like, you know, when you're working with a guy that's like, you know, hard on you, like, don't be like timid about it. You know, like, you know, if the guy knows what he's doing and he's like showing you stuff, I mean, just go with it. What the heck, right? Unless he's beating you with a bender or something, you know, just stick with the guy and learn what you can from him. You know, if he's not a good mechanic, then that's when you want to actually jump ship on the guy. Like if he's like, if you're working with a guy and he's hard to work with because of his personality, that's just a challenge. Especially, you know, like if he knows what he's doing, if he's a good mechanic, like, you know, his installs go well, you know, you're learning off of what he's doing, great. But if he's just a dick and he doesn't do good work, I mean, I don't, you know, why would you want to work with him, right? Or like if you work with a guy who's a good guy but he's just like not a good mechanic, I wouldn't want to work with them either. Like, I mean, I've worked with plenty of guys that they just don't have an interest in like what they're doing. It's just like getting through the day, you know, and it's like day's long that way. I mean, it's like, it's better to be like, you know, being focused on your work and learning as you're doing something. It just makes it so much more interesting, you know. So if you're working with a guy, he's a little hard on you, you know, and he's but he knows, you know, if the install's going well, it's like, just stick with it. And usually if a guy's hard on you, he likes you, because like, you know, usually the guys aren't all that comfortable being hard on you unless they they like you. If they like you, you know how it is. If somebody likes you, they bust your balls, right? If they don't like you, you know, they leave you alone. They kind of just like, you know, they don't want to deal with it. So it's maybe a good sign he's busting on you. I don't know, but like, you know, my gauge would be, does he know what he's doing? You know, are the installs going well? And if the installs go well, then, you know, like I would just stick with it. You know, I wouldn't let him bother you. Don't let it get on your skin. Unless he's hitting you with that bender, then I'd move on. Otherwise, you know, it'd be good, because then it's like it's like being in a storm. As soon as the storm's over, next storm you're in, it's nothing. So like, if you're like dealing with somebody and they're too easy to deal with, then you get someone that's a little difficult, then they feel like a major hurricane, right? But if you're in a few big thunderstorms and then you're in a rainstorm's nothing. So don't worry about the guy that might be a little difficult to work with. Just let it roll up your back. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you get your own life. So just get through it. This is, you know, if you're a helper, that's what my suggestion is. And then get your ticket, and then you can be that guy. So anyways, that's my thoughts for the day.